What is up, and welcome to the 49ers Camelot Show. I'm your host, Mark Adams, and I am honored to have you. And I'm honored to have Adam McNally, one of my buddies, Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and that's why he's on the show, because we're going to talk 49ers and Steelers. Adam, what's up?
What's going on, Mark? How are you tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you been?
This is weird. We're normally just doing Niner talk, but tonight we're going to do a little week one preview.
Yeah, so Adam has had me on his show multiple times, and sometimes I think one time I was on your show and it was just me, and I think another time I was on there with a few other 49ers fans, and so that was always
Paul
a lot of fun.
Day. We had
Paul Hope was on there.
We had
Gina was on there, I think.
Gina was on there. Yes, Miss great co-host. It's her birthday. I think it's her birthday today. I didn't really pay attention.
Really?
But it was today or yesterday. I said last day of being 48. I don't know if that was today or yesterday.
Well, happy birthday.
So Gina, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Throw that out there.
And so right now, this is the NFL season is kicked off. The Chiefs and the Lions are tied at 7 early in the second quarter. So I'll jump in later and get a look at where that score is at. But thanks everybody for joining, and make sure that you hit that like button, whether you're watching on the 49ers Camelot channel or Adam, tell us where
I have it right now on my Facebook page under Adam and Ad McNally. Both are running right now, I believe, and I have it also under the Driving to the Top YouTube page, which StreamYard has now allowed people to come in and run their stream on their programs to bring in more audience, which is really nice of them.
Yeah.
So, Mark, I have to ask right away. You got your 2.5-point favorites this week, and just got Bosa back. I'm not going to steal your show, even though we're both hosts.
Right.
So when you think everything's going great and you think everything's going to go your way, and then all of a sudden a hurricane hits you, and all of a sudden everything's everywhere. Now, Kittle, I don't know. Is he going to play this weekend or not? I don't know. I didn't really see any updates on it. Did you?
Yeah, it looks like he will. He practiced today, so I think that's a positive sign. They really need him because that pass rush for the Steelers is no joke, and so I think that they're going to need Kittle not only to help block some, but I think they're going to need him on some quick passes to try and beat that pass rush. But yeah, I think that he's going to play.
So this is going to back to my segment here. Where you mentioned to me to bring up Tomlin, and this would be a good time to jump into it because like I was saying, you think everything's running smooth, everything's running your way, then all of a sudden something pops in there. Like you guys are the Niners are 2.5-point favorites this weekend, and all of a sudden you run into a guy named Mike Tomlin who loves being the underdog.
Yeah.
Against the spread, he's 14-3-2.
Yikes.
And 46-23-2 overall, but he's 14-3-2 at home. And Kyle Shanahan, kind of like the last year on the opening day, whenever Chicago walked in and just monsooned us, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
Does that have any threat, anything on you? This is also the Steelers' first opening home game of the regular season since 2014, which I know we don't have Ben or Le'Veon Bell or Antonio Bryant, but they put up big numbers that day, and I think they won by 20 actually that day on the opener. So that was good. But does any of that scare you, knowing those stats?
Yeah, it does, because I know that Mike Tomlin rarely loses the first game of the season. And so that makes me nervous. He always has his team ready. Kyle Shanahan's kind of the opposite of that. The 49ers usually start out slowly. And, I just looked to the last two seasons when the Steelers went on the road beat Cincinnati, beat Buffalo, two teams that were Super Bowl favorites or one of the favorites, especially Buffalo, and beat both of those teams. And now they get to play at home against a team that has really been distracted lately because, I mean, when you consider all the mess with Trey Lance, you consider the Bosa holdout and just some of the stuff that's been going on with the 49ers. I think that this definitely, even though the 49ers are favored, I think that this definitely could end up being an upset. And I tell you what, and this was my first question to you, has to do with the fact that as good as the Steelers are on opening day traditionally, does this give you a lot of confidence playing at home? Because here's the thing, I've put out some videos, some 49ers Steelers videos, and I've had lots of Steelers fans respond to those and tell me not only are the Steelers going to win, but they're going to win big, and it's not even going to be close. So is the Steelers fan base
I read your page today.
Yeah, are they that that confident right now, or is this just some knuckleheads on YouTube trying to get a rise out of me?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I saw someone say that we were going to win by 20. I saw that, right. I can't even remember the last time Tomlin like put the pedal to the metal and said keep going. It would have turned into the Najee Harris show, would have turned into the Jaylen Warren show. I can see them more running the clock out than the score up. Yeah. But I also can't see the Niners getting behind with that defense. I don't see it. I laughed when I started reading those comments because there were a couple that actually like made sense.
Yeah.
And then there were a couple that just were like, did I really read that?
Yeah. Yeah. Like the one guy who said that the Steelers are better than the 49ers in every single room, running back room, quarterback room, receiver room, linebacker room, all of these. And I'm like, all right, they're definitely better than the 49ers in some rooms, but not every room. That's just crazy.
I don't think you can compare defense because you guys run a 4-3. We run a 3-4. We're probably going to run some nickel packages a lot this weekend to have Quan Alexander in there to keep an eye on McCaffrey, keep an eye on him out of the backfield, lining up on the side. Peterson, great signing. Just he's getting up there, and McCaffrey's pretty quick, and actually all of the receivers are pretty quick, even Juwan Johnson looking all the way down the page. But it's like, what are we going to see that nickel all day? What are they going to do? I mean, how do they keep an eye on McCaffrey? Yeah, because that seems to be. Well, my main focus would be Brandon Ayuk because Purdy loves him.
Yep. Yeah, and I expect a big year out of Brandon Ayuk too.
We didn't even get to do a Niners show this year, so I don't know any of your expectations. Obviously, a lot of stuff caused me to step aside for a little bit. Like I said, this is my first show since my Saints last show. That was my last show I did with Marcus with my Saints show, and that was all the farther I got because I just sometimes the brain collapses and doesn't want to focus the right way whenever you should. Yeah. But I am trying to look this over. I think you guys have the anchor in the line, but are you going to be able to have enough to stop Watt and Highsmith all game? That's the question.
Yeah,
I think in the beginning of this game, your anchors are going to be good, but are they going to be worn out by the time we get to the fourth? Because, whenever you guys line up in defense in practice, are they switching to a 3-4 to get used to Steeler defense? Or are they staying in a 4-3 in practice on 7-on-7 or 11-on-11 to get used to a 3-4? And I think that over the game, I think this is going to be a really good game, by the way.
Yeah.
But now that Bosa signed and and it looks like Kittle's going to play. We'll keep that for later. But what are they doing in defense and offense to prepare in practice for this?
Yeah, I would imagine this week they've been getting some looks again, like, setting it up as to what they're going to face. So it's not like this week the 49ers number one offense is not practicing against the number one defense. They're using the scout teams now, and so they're given looks like what they're going to see on Sunday. So I would guess that they're probably doing some 3-4. I don't worry too much about Trent Williams. I'm guessing he's going to be blocking Highsmith a lot, because Watt usually lines up on the right side. Is that right?
The weak side, yes.
Yeah, so he's going to be facing Colton McKivitz, and McKivitz he's played before, but this is his first game as the right tackle. And so
I think they're going to have trouble because Hayward and Watt are both on that side.
Yeah, and so, and if that's the case, then right next to Colton McKivitz is Spencer Burford, who of the two guards, Aaron Banks and Spencer Burford, is the weaker of the two. So the strong side for the 49ers is going to be on the left with Trent Williams and with Aaron Banks. The weaker side is definitely going to be with Burford and with McKivitz. And so I'm actually slightly terrified at the fact that TJ Watt is going to be going against Colton McKivitz. That does not.
You got Cole Holcomb lining up next to Watt on that side with Hayward. So there's going to be a triangle, and if they all come, I can see this giving field day all day.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be hard. Kyle's going to have to really be on his game. Brock Purdy's going to have to get rid of the ball quickly. And I would expect to see a lot of those bubble routes to Deebo Samuel, which I'm sure the Steelers are going to be well prepared for. And I would expect to see a lot of Christian McCaffrey catching the ball out of the backfield. I think the 49ers obviously are going to try and establish the run. I don't know how well the Steelers are in the run game, but you're going to get a steady dose of that, I think.
So you're thinking a lot of eye with Juszczyk and McCaffrey.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Unless Shanahan's seeing some kind of weakness in the Steelers' defense beyond that front that he thinks that he can exploit with 3 receiver sets, but I think that they're going to go bread and butter here right out of the gate. So let me ask you this. I did a piece for 49ers Web Zone this week called 4 Keys to Victory for the 49ers in Pittsburgh. And I want to get your thoughts on these, because I had my 4, what I think that they need to do, what the 49ers need to do to win this game. And I want to see what you think about this. So the first is they need to win the turnover battle. Obviously, when it comes to turnovers, I mean, because this is an obvious one, and I don't want to overstate the importance of that, because it's important every single game. But right. I think that they have to, you can't go to Pittsburgh, because we go back to 2019, the 49ers beat the Steelers in Santa Clara. I think it was 24-20. The 49ers turned the ball over 5 times, and the Steelers turned it over 2 times. So the 49ers were -3 in the turnover category.
And we still lost.
And I'm thinking that you're not going to go into Pittsburgh and lose the turnover battle and beat the Steelers. So what do you think about that? Do the 49ers have to win the turnover battle in order to win?
Well, not by your stats you just mentioned right there, but I mean, you
That's
never
a different
want
Steelers team, though. That was who was your quarterback? Was the guy from Oklahoma State? Who was that?
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph. So that was the quarterback that game. And
that's why we lost.
yeah. But
The XT man.
Yeah, you took the ball away from the 49ers 5 times, but I think, and that may have been Fitzpatrick's first game, I think, with the Steelers. I think I remember that. Of course, he did get stiff armed by Kyle Juszczyk. That was a pretty ugly stiff arm. But what do you think about that? If the 49ers lose the turnover battle, do they win in this game?
I guess it all depends if those turnovers turn into points. Because, I mean, this is the mega question in Pittsburgh. Can we score in the red zone without a field goal? Can we punch it in this year? I mean, you can't go through a whole season again with Deontay Johnson catching a 2-point conversion as its only end zone splash.
Yeah,
a 2-point conversion. You can't do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, $18 million. Waste of shit.
Yeah, because he had a good year other than scoring. What do you have, like 86 catches for close to 900 yards, which is good when considering you're breaking in.
If you want to look at all the drops, you could do that too. I don't know those stats off by hand, but a lot of people call them drops in around here.
Yeah,
which I did. Hopefully he gets that fixed, and who knows? I mean, Kenny Pickett only finished 30, 40 yards behind him.
Right.
As a rookie.
Yeah.
With a lot less pass attempts.
Yeah. Cosmo, what's up? He said, I expect a tight end often on the right side with McKivitz. Yeah, I would too. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to chip TJ Watt. Maybe Juszczyk does some of that. I don't know. They're going to have to give McKivitz some help because you have to give good, experienced right tackles help with TJ Watt. Much less somebody like McKivitz, who's a brand new starter here. All right, so here's my second thing that the 49ers have to do. They have to keep Brock Purdy upright. I think that they can't be getting in third and long situations. They can't be getting in situations where Brock's getting hit a lot and sacked a lot. They can't be in situations where he's being pressured to the point that he's making bad decisions. What do you think about that? Are they going to even be able to keep him clean?
Here's my real question: is Brock Purdy going to be able to take a hit on that arm? Is he going to be? Is he fully ready? Is he fully healed? I mean, you're talking about keeping him upright. I'm talking about just keeping him on the field.
Yeah. Well, certainly we don't want to hit to the arm like what happened in the NFC Championship game. But
that was nasty.
Yeah, that was kind of a freak thing. I mean, yeah, quarterbacks get their arms hit sometimes when they're throwing, but the way that he got hit there was kind of fluky. Yeah. So I don't worry too much about him with that arm. I do worry about him some when it comes to health because in the limited amount of time that he played, he already has been hurt twice. Once he had this adductor thing going on, rib kind of, I think that was from the Tampa game, maybe, which I believe was his first start. And so, he played in the very next game in Seattle and they clinched the division, but still he hadn't played much and he already got hurt. And then the game or the season ended with him getting hurt. So that's not a whole lot of playing time, and you already have 2 injuries.
I don't want him to get hurt because I don't want to hear why do we trade Lance all week.
Yeah, that would not be fun. Yeah, and nobody in the Bay Area wants him to get hurt because nobody wants to see Sam Darnold play. That's for sure.
Maybe Sam Darnold. Maybe Sam Darnold be like a resurgence of Geno Smith.
Yeah, could be. Stranger things have happened. So
he does have some weapons finally at his disposal. If we should get the Sam Darnold, which that's a whole nother dilemma, a whole nother story, whole nother episode probably.
Yeah, if that happens, then that one Steelers fan who said that Pittsburgh's going to win by 20. He may be right if that happens. But well, here's my third thing is that the 49ers need to rattle Kenny Pickett. So the way that I'm thinking with this is that if you can get early pressure on a young quarterback, you can rattle him, you can get him into a place where he makes some bad decisions. But if you can't get to him early, then he's going to be able to get into a rhythm. He's going to gain new confidence. And you really are playing with fire with a young quarterback that's as talented as he is when you don't get to him. Now, obviously, that the chance to rattle Kenny Pickett got better when Nick Bosa signed. But how are you feeling about this as far as Pickett in his second season against the 49ers pass rush?
Javon Hargrave return to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's going to be fired up for that.
And we're going against a offensive line that looks solid right now. Can they keep Pickett unrattled? Can he get the ball out quick? Because Pickett, when he gets the ball out quick, like a Brady ratio of getting rid of the ball, he's highly efficient. It's whenever he holds on to it is whenever we run into problems.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's with any quarterback.
Sure.
Because the play breaks down. It's not like Lamar Jackson back there, or even like a Hopkins and a Kyler Murray, because they were able to scramble and Hopkins was able to follow the quarterback and figure out how to beat the defense and do all that good stuff. Now maybe they watch some tape on it. Maybe they know what they're doing now. I mean, we're going against Mr. Irrelevant and Mr. First Round tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah.
So these are two of this is going to be a good matchup if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, that is going to be the key, keeping these quarterbacks up on their feet for sure.
Right. Cosmo said expect a lot of blitzing from the Niners. Yeah, Steve Wilks has been known in the past to blitz more. Now, DeMeco Ryans, we all thought that he was going to blitz more, and he ended up not blitzing as much. So we'll see if he probably is going to blitz early, I think. And if he's able to get to Pickett and start to rattle him, then he may keep that up. But if he gets beat deep a few times, if they bring the heat and Pickett hits Pickens deep, then I don't know. He may not keep that up. Randy Daytona says starting tonight, games count. Let's have a great season, guys. Yeah.
Rashard Rice just caught a big pass, Mark.
Holy cow.
Another one. Not a touchdown though. Went for 39.
Still 7-7. It's almost halftime in Kansas City. And you said that Rashard Rice, or what's his name?
Rashid Rice, something like that.
Rashid
I don't know.
Rice.
Jerry's kid.
All right, so here's my
up on my phone, so I got to tell you.
Yeah, here's my last key to victory for the 49ers. Don't let Najee Harris go off. Now,
we got the two California boys going at it this weekend at running back too, right?
Right, yeah. And so we know that Harris is good in the running game, as a rusher. I've said on my show a couple of days ago, I said that I'm more concerned with Harris as a receiver out of the backfield. Where do you stand on that? Do you like him as a receiver more than as a runner, or is it the other way around, or is he pretty
unfortunately, if Harris don't get it going running, Jaylen Warren is just like licking his chops like Tony Pollard was. I like, if Najee can get loose and get going, he is a dangerous force. But when he's bottled up like he's been, it's tough to get going. I mean, that's just the way any team is. When a guy opens up and gets loose, he gets loose.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to bring in the battering ram behind you and let him go.
Right.
You guys got Eli Mitchell's a pretty good battering ram still too. And you guys still have a mighty 1-2 punch with Juszczyk even. He could come out of the backfield, make some big catches. We've seen that. But I mean, you got Eli Mitchell, Christian McCaffrey, and you have obviously a pretty good 1-2 punch, if you ask me. Just like we do. We have a good 1-2 punch. Jaylen Warren, a lot of, like I was saying before, a lot of talk around here is if the Najee don't get it going, maybe by week 4, we're going to see Jaylen Warren starting.
Really? Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to hear that, because I
listen to what people say on the radio. I have no idea.
We see Najee Harris and think of him as one of the up and coming backs, but he's not really the pounder, I guess, that some teams are wanting these days. But let me ask you this: if you are a 49ers fan, what are you most concerned about this weekend on Sunday?
I would be most looking forward to who's gonna pick on the rookie, because Joey Porter Jr. is getting the start. Who's going to be that wide receiver that puts him to the test? Is it going to be Ayuk? Is it going to be Debo? I mean, you got to push a rookie to the limit on opening day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the matchup I'm waiting to see, because Joey Porter Jr., 32nd pick overall, close enough to the first round where you talk about should have he been there, should have he not, but we will find out after the end of the season whenever you do your grades,
Yeah.
But that would be something that I would want to look forward to, picking on the rookie like most people do.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm kind of with Cosmo. He said Watt, and that's where I'm at. That's my biggest concern for the 49ers. Bryant says, smash the like button, everyone. Yes, sir. Thank you, Bryant. Thanks for being in here.
Thanks, Drew, for being in here. Absolutely.
And Bryant said Moody will be the difference maker. Go Niners. Yeah, we obviously, I hope that Moody is the positive difference. Adam is hoping that Moody is the negative difference, but he very well could be the difference on Sunday.
Well, I said, my matchup I'm looking forward to is the rookies.
So you're talking Porter
talking Joey Porter Jr. and seeing how he does against these wide receivers.
Okay.
I'm sure that this has been licking chops in practice and everything else in that area. I don't know. Most people do. Most people lick their chops, especially these veteran wide receivers. I mean, you got Ayuk and Debo. That this is what I would want to be watching if this would be the most concerning part.
Mm-hmm. If I'm Porter, do I want to line up? Do I want to have Brandon Ayuk in front of me or Debo Samuel? If I'm him, I probably want Debo in front of me, even though I'd hate to have to tackle him because it's going to be like tackling a tree. But Ayuk, man, he is smooth and his routes are crisp and he makes DBs look bad. And so I hate for Porter in his very first game to have one of those highlights for Ayuk where Ayuk makes a move and Porter disappears off the screen because Ayuk makes those kinds of moves. And so who would you rather Porter be guarding?
You always want to guard the best. And well, in my eyes, Ayuk is going to be the better receiver up and coming.
Yeah.
But Debo can do so much more to draw the field. So I kind of want to see Porter on Ayuk, actually. But in my fantasy world, I'd rather see Porter on Debo.
You probably should put your best tackler on Debo and your best cover guy on Ayuk. And if that's the same guy, then that could be a challenge. Cosmo said 2016 Niners. Bryant said 31-28 Niners win. It's going to be close. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game like what they're saying. Bryant said, I do believe the Niners will stop Pittsburgh running game. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I think that it's hard to run on the 49ers. So yeah, I would agree that it's supposed to rain. Is it supposed to rain there, Adam?
I have no idea what the weather was. They said it was supposed to rain at 2:00 today. It didn't rain until 6.
Well, see if you can do something about that. I don't like rain. I don't like rainy games. Here's the next question. If you're a Steelers fan like you are, what is your biggest concern going into this game?
Stopping McCaffrey.
That's a good one. I mean, he is.
I feel I should have my Eric Davis jersey hanging up here somewhere. I do have a Niners jersey, guys. Just to let everyone know that's watching. I do run the Niners, bringing dynamite to the Mind show on my network.
Yeah, so. Adam's a Steelers fan, but he's a friendly 49ers guy. He's very pro 49ers, so that's a great thing. But yeah, McCaffrey is dangerous as a rusher, but to me, what he does as a receiver separates him from all the others, and this plays right into Brock Purdy. And I think it's one of the reasons why Kyle Shanahan was willing to go away from Trey Lance is that where Lance struggled, Brock Purdy really excels. And I'm talking about those things where you're looking at he goes through his reads or the plays breaking down and he's able to dump it off to McCaffrey. That's something that Joe Montana did great with Roger Craig. Steve Young did great with Ricky Watters. And so far Brock Purdy has been really good at that with Christian McCaffrey. So that is your biggest concern. Do you have a secondary concern? Something that you're
Well, I saw Hufanga was questionable. Is he going to play? I didn't see any update today.
Yeah, he missed practice today, but I think what I saw was that it was a personal reason and not injury related. So okay. I think that he's going to. Sure. Yeah, I think he's going to play. I don't know how effective he's going to be. I don't know how long he's going to play because he's got this this foot thing that what is it, like I don't even remember, something with his foot, which is never good. But gosh, dog it, I forgot what it is. But yeah,
Warren Burks too. He's on the questionable. It didn't say anything. It just said injured.
Yeah, I think he was limited in practice today. Let me see if I can find what. Okay, so Hufanga did not practice. Okay, so Hufanga's a knee thing, but the reason he didn't practice was a personal matter. Charvarius Ward has the heel injury. So I don't. Looks like Jordan Mason practiced today. Ray McLeod.
He's your other bowling ball. Yeah, we didn't even get into Ray McLeod coming back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and it looked like he was.
I guess his wrist is healed now.
Well,
ready to go.
Well enough, it looked like he wasn't going to play for, the first handful of games of the season, but now all of a sudden he looks to be ready to go. Cosmo said, "Yep, CMC want to include Bosa, but I think he'll have reduced snaps." Yeah, Bosa's not going to play every snap.
Now, Cosmo, just remember when Watts signed his contract on Friday. He played 69 snaps on Sunday, had a forced fumble and 2 sacks. So he still had a very productive day for not being a holdout all preseason.
Yeah, and Bosa in 2019 basically did the same thing. I think he signed on the Wednesday before. Well, it wasn't that he wasn't signed. He'd been out with an injury. He practiced for the first time the Wednesday before that first game, and then had a sack and like 3 quarterback pressures. So, Adam Bryant's asking the name of your YouTube channel.
Oh, Driving to the Top Productions. You'll see a picture of my dog. Phoenix is our mascot, so she's on the cover.
Driving to the Top Productions. And you can find Adam. You can see the sports talking it.
I changed my name to Hurricane A, instead of sports talking with, but I couldn't change the @ I had to go with Hurricane A because it's been a nightmare for me.
Yeah, you've had a tough last handful of months. But if you find Adam on Twitter and you see his Twitter handle there, and I would assume
the link's on there. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, go check out Adam. He does a lot of NFL stuff. So he doesn't just do Steelers or 49ers stuff. He does a lot of NFL.
And Matt, our Baltimore crew is live right now with I don't even know who they're playing this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know who they're playing either.
Texans.
All right, Bryant said he just subscribed. So there you go.
Sir. 364. Nice. Thank you.
All right.
Bryant, just to let you know, Matt, the Charm City Heavyweights, he has a lot of players come on his show and they go live. So always pay attention because you never know when Matt's going to have a guy. I know he had Ray Rice on. He had Brian McKinney on. He had Pollard on. He even had Tim Kirshen on, Mark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Brian, if you like that kind of, listening to pros and stuff, there you go. Always pay attention to when Matt's coming on, and
Yeah, very good. Well, here's my last question. I want to know how you see this coming together. So you've already seen that Cosmo said it's going to be 26-16 Niners, and Bryant said it's going to be 31-28 Niners. What are you thinking? And here Cosmo's asking, what's your prediction for the game?
Well, at the beginning of the week when I was thinking of coming on the show and there was no Bosa, Kittle was questionable, I was like, oh, we're going to be 13-4. But originally I had this as a loss for the Steelers and a win for the Niners. I have the Steelers going 12-5. I have the Niners 13-4. So that's my prediction. I did have this as a loss for the Steelers, but it could be a toss-up. I think whoever wins this game goes 13-4, and whoever loses this game goes 12-5. It's really hard for me to make these decisions whenever you do a podcast for both shows.
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna make all of the 49ers fans mad because I have to do picks for 49ers Web Zone, and I picked the 49ers to lose.
Really?
As much as it pains me, I just think that Mike Tomlin doesn't lose in opening games, and this one's at home for him. And that pass rush against some of this offensive line, I feel good with Williams and Banks, but Burford and McKivitz make me nervous. And so I think it's going to be hard for the 49ers to score. I hope that I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Although I will say that when it comes to the 49ers Web Zone staff, I did win last year. When it comes to the predictions, I won the whole thing. So
that's good.
But I am hoping that I'm wrong in this one. I don't like an opening game on the road in Pittsburgh with that great fan base that's going to be making a lot of noise and waving those yellow towels. And then that defense. Yep, that one right there. I'm guessing Mean Joe Green's going to be there, maybe with a bottle of Coke in his hand. And I just think that I think it's going to be tough for the 49ers to win this. If Bosa wasn't there, then I'd really think that it was going to be tough. But
yeah, I think this game's going to come down to the wire. Like I said, I really didn't. I really, like I said, 13-4 to the winner for the whole thing, and 12-5 for the loser.
Cosmo, no, that's Bryant. Bryant said Niners 15-2. Ooh, or is that the score? I think that he's saying that's the record. So
I think that's a record. That looks more like a record. We're going to get a safety on Purdy, and that's it.
Yeah. TJ Watt's going to sack Brock Purdy in the end zone. And no, hey, look, Bryant, man, I hope that you're right. I'd love to see a 15-2 season from the 49ers. Cosmo, it's always awesome to watch two teams with so much history go against each other. Yeah, 11 Super Bowls between the two teams. So that's almost as many as Tom Brady has won. I'm joking.
And we almost met for one, except for Tony Martin down the sideline in '94, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you almost.
With the way you guys are playing Steve Young and Jerry Rice, that was an
Yeah.
I don't care. I think we still would have got beat to smithereens in that game.
Yeah, in '94 it was going to be the 49ers or the Cowboys winning that Super Bowl, but yeah, man, the Steelers were better than the Chargers, and y'all lost on a heartbreaker, and I was glad because I felt like the Chargers were a much better matchup for the 49ers than the Steelers were.
What, destroy them 52-14?
It wasn't quite that bad, but it was like 49
Jerry Rice had 6 touchdowns.
No. No, you're thinking of in Super Bowl 24, the 49ers beat the Broncos like 55-10 or something like that. That was the biggest blowout in Super Bowl history. Yeah, I think in '94 it was like 40 something to gosh, I don't even remember what it was. Now Steve Young threw 6 touchdown passes, but so Niner Sickness podcast. What's up? What's up, faithful? And what's up with you? Thanks for joining us here. So yeah, Adam, you have anything else to add to what we've talked about?
It was 49-26.
49-26. Gosh, they scored 26
points.
Yeah, it wasn't. Those 26 points probably came at the end when it was over, but
prevent defense. Let's get this game over with.
Yeah. Let's get to our celebration, that kind of thing. But anything to add, Adam?
No, I'm ready. Ready for this. Ready for opening day. Just, I know I'm probably gonna be working and not really get to enjoy it, but believe me, I will. I'll be watching. I'll be listening. I imagine we're going to get some Niner fans on the East Coast. I'm sure it's going to be red and gold in this stadium too.
Yeah, the Niners faithful travels really well. So
is Breezy going to the game? I haven't heard from.
I don't know. I'm not sure who's going, but yeah, they'll be represented fairly well. But I mean, your fan base is one of the best out there. And so I'm sure that y'all don't sell too many of your tickets. So
actually, there's a lot of tickets right now on GameHub.
That's surprising because everything that I keep hearing from Steelers fans is that the fan base seems super excited about this season. So
don't get me wrong; these tickets are going for $300, like third to fourth to last row of the stadium, which is ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, I looked. If they were cheap, I was going to buy a pair.
Well, listen, the game is going to be great, and I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to what the 49ers are able to do, and after this game, I'll be rooting for the Steelers to do well the rest of the season. But Adam, thanks so much. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Obviously I said it a lot during the show, Driving to the Top Productions. You can find me there on Twitter. It's actually Driving to the Top because we couldn't get the Top. I don't know why. On Twitter, Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. Obviously, at Sports Talking It on Twitter too. That is my main account. But I'm on all the accounts. But that is the one if you want to get me right there. Also, you can get me at Bringing Dynamite to the Mine at 49ers Dynamite. So, and Mark, hopefully next week we'll get a show in and get back to reality for me.
Yeah. You just got to jump back in there.
If you want to just recap the game on your show, I'm perfectly fine with that too.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, listen, thanks everybody for joining us. And Adam, thank you.
I did it again, Marco. I took you over a half hour.
That's all right. That's all right. Sometimes it happens. I shoot for 30 minutes, but I normally am over that. But that's
it helps when you get comments from the gallery.
Yeah, because we take time to listen to everybody and jump in. Steve-O, what's up? Steve-O was talking about lemon water here.
For the host or the guest or the people on the outside always keeping us updated, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yep.
It'd be like talking to thin air.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's been fun, and I appreciate you joining. Hey, just do me a favor and keep Mean Joe Green away from Brock Purdy on Sunday. That's all that I ask.
Listen, if Mean Joe Green hits Brock Purdy on Sunday, there's a lot of stuff going on that we need to know
about. Yeah. Everybody have fun with the game on Sunday. It's going to be a good one.